Stugotz here for Upside.com. I've been talking a lot about Upside.com, telling you it will save your company big on business travel and that you'll get a big gift card every trip you buy. Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, in less than 2 minutes, they gave me a few awesome choices on United and American for flights to Chicago that work for me and a bunch of big-name hotels. The first option got me a $200 gift card and saved the company nearly $400. Then they showed me options for a flight an hour earlier or a stay at the same kind of hotel down the block. I'd get even more in gift cards, and the trip cost the company even less. Taking a business trip? You'd be crazy not to use Upside. Upside's the real deal. Got me a gift card for $200. Trust me, go to Upside.com today. Plus, when you use promo code Dan, you are guaranteed to get at least a $100 Amazon gift card your first trip. That's code Dan to get a $100 gift card free. Save big on travel and get a big gift card every trip. See what your next trip is worth today. Upside.com. That's Upside.com. Minimum purchase required. See site for complete details.
America, it's time for some straight talk. You love your phone. Look at you. You hardly put it down. But you don't love that expensive wireless plan, do you? So what if I told you can keep that phone, network, and number 2 for a lot less? Well, this is me telling you. It's time to switch to Straight Talk, guys. Bring your own phone and get unlimited plans starting at just $45 a month on America's largest, most dependable 4G LTE networks. Straight Talk Wireless. Only at Walmart.
Savings may vary. Please refer always to the latest terms and conditions of service at straighttalk.com.
This is the best of the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz podcast.
So I come in today thinking, thank God Israel Gutierrez is co-hosting the show with me because I had a rough weekend. My voice is shot. We had our big lacrosse tournament over the weekend up in Maryland. The Summer Classic was a lot of fun. Girls did very good. We'll get to that in just a second, and we'll get to the NBA Finals Game 5 tonight on ESPN Radio and, of course, on TV on ABC. But I was very thankful driving in this morning because, again, I'm tired. I got in late last night. Lacrosse tournament. Spent the entire weekend yelling at referees, yelling at parents, yelling at opposing coaches, yelling at 13-year-old girls. I was yelling. And my voice is shot. But I was fortunate and grateful that Israel Gutierrez was going to be with me this morning until I realized he's in worse shape than I am.
Disaster.
He had a wedding last night. He was out late. He has showed me videos of him with a bucket on his head DJing at the wedding. He has showed me pictures of him dancing at the wedding. He was drinking a lot. He's wearing a onesie, and he has pink eye.
I don't think it's pink eye, but my eye does not look great.
There is a Bob Costas situation happening in the studio, and we were just discussing here that even if you think you have pink eye,
which I don't,
you walked in today saying there might be a pink eye situation. Do you owe it to your coworkers to at least inform them in advance? Because pink eye is very contagious.
Is it?
Very contagious. I have no idea, but I think it's very contagious. I am basing this on no information, no facts, like I do everything. I've heard that it's very contagious.
I mean, I think I have a dog hair in my eye.
Okay.
That I can't get out.
All right. But do you owe it to your coworkers if you think maybe, even if there's a 5% chance that you have pink eye, do you owe it to your coworkers to tell them in advance? In fact, Chris, would you have liked to know this information in advance?
Yes, I would.
Guillermo?
Yes, and it can be spread very easily, so it is very contagious.
That's what I'm saying. Yes, Roy, pink eye?
Absolutely, and since he's sitting in your chair,
right.
Dan comes back.
Right, Dan comes back Thursday. Israel's going to be here today. Well, actually, who gets this microphone tomorrow? It's Dominique Foxworth.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Foxworth's going to be, oh, boy, dude.
Cody says I'm fine.
I just did the test where he opens his eyes wide for me.
Right.
I don't see it.
Yeah. You did that test? You guys just performed that test while I was talking?
That's
the
right.
eye test.
Really? Is that the test they do for pink eye? Hold on, Guillermo is now checking out the pink eye. Mike Ryan, who's up in Bristol. Mike, does he owe it to us to tell us in advance that he potentially has pink eye? Because Mike hates this stuff. Like, when I come in sick, Mike gets mad at me. Same with Dan. He gets mad at us. He tells us to stay home. He doesn't want it. Mike, does he owe us? Does he owe us some sort of warning in advance of coming in today?
Probably a warning, but let's be real. Like, do you not want him to be in the studio right now? Do you want to do this by yourself? I didn't watch sports all weekend.
Well, neither did Israel. That's what I learned.
But at least he could talk when you're, like, hacking into the microphone.
That's a good point. Just so we're all on the same page, Israel and I have not watched sports since Friday night. And we are on ESPN Radio, ESPNU. We're all about transparency here, man. All right? We're going to tell you how it is. And let me tell you something. We ain't the only ones. All right? If you think your favorite sports radio host has never gone through a show without watching sports for a day, a weekend, or an entire week, you're kidding yourself, okay? Just open up a box score, and it's all you need to know. All right? We've all done it. Greeny, Golick, Russillo, Bomani. We've all done it. I don't care what they say. Francesa, Russo, all of them. We've all done it. And Israel and I are doing it today. I didn't watch sports. I did not watch Game 4. I didn't watch sports until last night when I watched the hockey game.
I did watch Game 4.
Okay.
I did what my no sports weekend started on Saturday.
All right.
So I'll give you that much.
Okay. So we got a Game 5 tonight. What was your because I want to get to the lacrosse tournament and some stuff that happened because our listeners always love the stories that I have from our lacrosse tournaments. But we do have a Game 5 tonight. I want to get to that right off the top here. What was your reaction to the Cavaliers? They're down 3-0. We talked on Thursday. I think everyone was just kind of assuming the series was over. I know I was. I thought there's no way after that Game 3 performance, Cavs blow a 6-point lead, 3 minutes to go. They don't score a basket the rest of the way. Golden State with an epic comeback. They go up 3-0. They start talking about 16-0, start talking about history. Then the Cavs did something that I don't think anyone expected except maybe themselves. I'm not even certain they expected that. But they come out with a big Game 4, hit shots from all over the place. Series got chippy. It was interesting. It was an entertaining game that I didn't watch. What was your feeling? Because I had a specific feeling when I learned that the Cavaliers had won that game.
Well, I mean, if you watched it, the feeling that I had going through the game, it wasn't until there was about like 5-6 minutes left, maybe even 3 or 4 minutes left, where I said, okay, this game's over. I was watching that game thinking, A, there's no way the Cavs can keep this up, and B, the Warriors are going to make their run and come back, and it's going to be embarrassingly shameful for the Cavs. And so when they just kept it up and kept it up and kept it up, and they ran away even at the end, I was pretty shocked that they even had that in them, that they had the fight in them and then the ability in them.
Right.
But it was just, to me, it felt a lot like delaying the inevitable. And yeah, they busted their butt so they could take a 4.5-hour flight to San Francisco.
Which I'm grateful for because we have another game. But I felt upset. I was angry. Like, I was upset after Game 3 because this is the series we've been waiting for basically a year. Okay, 3 consecutive times in the NBA Finals, these two teams meeting up. Now Golden State has Durant. You get to see LeBron and Durant in the finals, and I figured we were going to get an epic 6-7 game series. And so I felt, once I learned the Cavs had won, I was angry because we're so close to having the series. I was angry. I'm still angry about Game 3 is what I'm trying to tell you.
Right.
Because we're so close to having the series that we all thought we were going to get, the series that we all wanted, Israel. 2-2. Can you imagine the feeling if it's 2-2 headed back to Golden State tonight?
I didn't think about Game 3 at all watching Game 4.
It's all I thought about. I thought about how close we were to getting the series and the game we wanted, knotted up at 2 games apiece, headed back to Golden State for a massive Game 5.
It makes those 2 Durant plays, well, mostly the three-pointer, just makes them even bigger.
Yes.
From Game 3.
Yes.
A game you watched.
Yeah, a game I watched. The last sporting event that I watched. Yes. Game 3.
That makes it, that's crazy. And so, you like I said, it feels like delaying the inevitable, but then again, maybe LeBron did figure something out. LeBron, I heard him talk about how confident he is going into this thing. His body feels good. His mind feels good. And there's some sound we're going to play later of Richard Jefferson really pouring it on.
Yeah, you don't expect Cleveland to be able to do that again. I mean, that's what they did in Game 4 was ridiculous. 137, 116, 53% from 3, 52 from the field. They were amazing. But, Izzy, they can't keep that up.
I don't believe that. But then again, and I know it's a different year, and I know it's Kevin Durant, yada, 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 and Steph Curry's healthy, but it's still 3-1, and it was 3-1 last year. Doesn't matter what order they win the games in. It was 3-1 last year.
Right. Mike, did you have that feeling? Did you have a feeling, a similar feeling to the feeling that I had that, man, they won Game 4. I thought the series was over, Mike. They won Game 4, and all I could think about was the final 3 minutes of Game 3 and how close we were to getting the series we all thought we were going to get.
That's an interesting angle. I actually didn't consider that at all. I was honestly in awe of what the Cavs were doing offensively, that was amazing. We've never seen a half put together like that, especially in the NBA Finals. That was just insane. I think tonight, though, like rather than regret what happened with Game 3, look forward to tonight because now all those ghosts from last year start creeping in. They blew the 3-1 lead. Who's to say they can't blow a 3-0 lead?
Yeah,
but the Cavs still have the best player in the world on the court on their team.
Right, and I understand that, but first off, the Cavs are not going to perform like that again, I don't think, and the games at home have not been close. The games on Golden State's home floor have not been close. I just can't imagine, and I don't think that stuff starts creeping in unless it gets to 3-2. Like, we're going to play some Richard Jefferson sound, as Izzy alluded to. I don't think that stuff really starts creeping in until it gets to 3-2, if it gets to 3-2. I think tonight Golden State's a very confident team.
Yeah, the only way that happens is Cleveland needs to have a second game of their lives, right?
Yes.
And then the Warriors are going to be like, wait a second, are they just turning it on? Is this a hot streak, or have they figured something out?
Right. So. It's going to be interesting. So we have a couple of pieces of sound I want to play for you, Israel, coming up next, and get your reaction to them. One of them is the Richard Jefferson sound. The other one is some sound from LeBron James on Friday. Also, I have a great story about what I've instructed my kids to do at the end of lacrosse games that may or may not be unsportsmanlike, that may or may not be cheating. We'll discuss them next.
Is it a great story or a horrible story?
Both.
Dan Le Batard.
This show's too hot for sports. It's too hot for America. Edgy and groundbreaking. Dangerous. With Kevin Arnovitz. The show's unpredictable. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know who's going to show up and be offended.
Stugotz.
Deion Sanders, are you a sex addict?
Okay, not my best work. Admittedly, not my best work.
Yeah.
Who'd you accuse of a drinking problem? That was Warren Moon.
Yeah, that was Warren Moon.
Who was eating children? Who was doing that? Who was eating children?
Patrick Willis.
Patrick Willis. I accused Patrick Willis, who was very serious about denying that he ever ate children.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
Israel Gutierrez in for Le Batard. Le Batard on vacation until Thursday. Dominique Foxworth and Greg Cody will be in with me tomorrow. Then just me and Dominique Foxworth on Wednesday. Dan back Thursday and Friday this week. We got a Game 5 tonight. We'll get to that and some sound here in just a second. Israel, if I could grant you one wish that is non-money related, a thing that would make your life easier, I'll give you a second to think about it.
Okay.
It's not going to cost you. It's not going to cost you anything. It's just something I would be able to grant you that you could have for the remainder of your life. But it's not money. You can't choose money, okay? Because for me, I hate flying.
Can it be a material thing that I need a lot of money to buy?
Well, no, you don't need the money because I'm going to give it to you. Okay? You'll get this thing, okay? Because I hate flying. I don't hate actually getting in the airplane and flying. That part I'm fine with. Getting on the airplane, it's the airport that I can't stand. Going through it, going through security. I had a friend say to me over the weekend, because we flew up to Maryland, I just want to go to the airport, walk in, and be on the plane. To which I said, it's called flying private.
Right.
To which he said, oh, yeah. To which I said, that's the one thing, non-money related, that I would want. If I could have my own private jet, that's the thing I would want above anything else if I can't have money.
It's funny because you were just thinking grander than I was, because I didn't think flying across the country. I just thought getting to where I need to get to locally, or whether it be work or whatever.
Right.
So my first thought was a helicopter.
Okay.
So I'll take a helicopter, but I'll take a private plane.
Yeah, the private jet's better.
Although it's not really convenient to take a private jet from Fort Lauderdale to Miami.
No, it's not.
Like I'm just coming to the Clevelander.
I just
so
want
maybe I'd rather have the helicopter after all.
Yes, I think so. By the way, Israel's wearing a laser show onesie today.
Oh,
for everyone watching on ESPNU. I just want to roll up to the tarmac, get out of my car, throw someone the keys, like roll up on the runway, throw a guy my keys, give him a couple of dollars, hop on a plane, hop on the bird, and get to where I'm going.
Like Bow Wow.
Exactly.
Except not really.
Except not really. Want to play some sound for you here and get your reaction to a couple of things that happened since Friday night, the last time you and I watched sports. LeBron James, go ahead.
Is this you playing sound for me, or is this you playing sound to fill you in on everything you didn't know?
Both. And I want your reaction on it, okay? Here's LeBron James, something we discussed a lot last week. LeBron James talking about comparing his career to Kevin Durant's.
I don't think that our careers are the same as far as changing teams. You know, their team was already kind of put together, and you just implement a guy that's ready to sacrifice, a great talent, a guy that's willing to do whatever it takes to help the team win. But that team, they knew what they were about, and he just had to come in and just do what he had to do, and that's what he's been doing. For me, when I left here to go to Miami, we had to build something. You know, we brought in, 8 or 9 guys, and we had to build something. And when I came back here, we built something again. But I can definitely appreciate the simple fact of him either reshaping his game or just sacrificing maybe some shots here, sacrificing having the ball in his hands, all the time. Who wouldn't want to sacrifice playing on a Golden State team or a San Antonio team or a Cleveland team when you know the ultimate result can actually compete for a championship?
So I heard that sound, Israel, and I thought what I said to you last week, which was, and I'm glad LeBron said this and lent his voice to it rather than me just gasbagging about it. The way I experienced that soundbite, yeah, it's completely different. He tacked himself on to a team that was already great. There's 2 things happening there. One, LeBron is saying, no, these are completely different. I got together. I didn't join a championship team. We literally put an entire new team together, and it took us a minute to figure it out. Kevin Durant is joining a team that's already great. That, and he's sending a message to other players. Hey, when he says who wouldn't want to join a team like Golden State, I think that's a message like Paul George and other guys, because LeBron will do this. He'll do this, where it's like, hey, you should probably take less. Forget about the Lakers. Forget about that. Come play with me. That's what I got from that piece of sound.
I didn't make that leap. Okay. I didn't make that leap, but it sounds very LeBron. Right. He's thinking ahead. He's a smart dude.
Yep.
And maybe that's him saying, yeah, like, if the Warriors win, they're going to be trouble for a long time.
Yep.
They've already been ready. KD fits in perfectly. Let's create somebody to challenge them.
Sure.
Come on, Paul George. Come on, Gordon Hayward, whoever it may be. That part makes sense. I do think it felt like, I think initially a lot of people took it as kind of a shot to KD, as if to say, yeah, even if you win this, it's so much easier than what I did. We built something in Miami. We built something in Cleveland. And while it does take more time, yes, to develop a system that works for you, I mean, that's what you have 82 games for.
Sure.
And it's not like it takes, I mean, obviously they lost in the final. But that's not that was almost strictly LeBron's fault.
Sure.
So they'd already built something by then. And so, yeah, I mean, it felt to a lot of people like a shot at KD, but it happens to be true. And, when he says willing to do whatever it takes, sacrifice, missing shots, it almost feels like he's comparing him to Dwayne Wade instead of himself. Because that's what Dwayne had to do.
Yes.
To make that work.
If it is a shot at KD, I'm okay with it being a shot at KD because they're completely different. And I've been saying this for a while now, and it drives me crazy. The people who say, because I'm railing against Kevin Durant the entire year because Kevin Durant, what he's doing to me is not impressive. It's just not impressive. Kevin Durant, no, it's not impressive, Israel. Sports is competition. It's unlike any other business, okay? I understand in other lines of work you want to go join a better company and surround yourself with better people. This is competition. He joined a team that he couldn't beat. That I think if he stayed with Russell Westbrook, eventually they would have beaten. But he decided, no, the easier path for me is not to go against this team. It's to join this team. And LeBron is merely pointing out what I've been saying all year. These things are different. I didn't join a championship team. It wasn't me joining the Celtics. I created my own team with totally new players, new supporting cast, 9 new guys that they signed along with Wade and Bosh. It's completely different and a lot more difficult. To pull off what LeBron James pulled off, a lot more difficult than what Kevin Durant is about to pull off.
And that gets you what? Like a hearty measure of respect and like a handshake? Like you're going to end up with titles either way. And KD is going to have maybe more than LeBron does by the end of their careers.
He might have more than Jordan has.
Yeah.
He might.
But I don't know if you've been watching closely enough, but I think what KD is really showing you lately, especially in the finals, is that the Warriors needed him to beat the Cavs.
Right.
I think because, you saw, especially in that game 3, when it came down to half-court sets where the defense was great offense is going to beat that. And you need that guy who's going to do it in the half-court where your system's not going to be everything. And I think we saw last year, especially when they weren't in great shape, they end up Steph Curry shots and Klay Thompson shots that you normally say, are bad shots for anybody but them. No, that was bad shots for them too because they weren't in great. And so you get Kevin Durant, plug him in, he's the difference maker. So I think that's what he's showing you here in these finals, that they definitely needed him.
All right, coming up next, some interesting sound from Richard Jefferson. Did I cheat with my girls lacrosse team over the weekend? And a great story about a porta potty.
To find us on a station near you, visit ESPN.com/ESPN Radio and click the station locator tab.
Don Le Batard. The percentage of the time that Charlie Weiss is showering with
Charlie
Jewel,
Whitehurst. Charlie Weiss can only shower by himself.
Stugotz. I created a terrible visual for the audience of Charlie Weiss showering. And you said Charlie Weiss can only shower by himself. It's one of the best jokes Stugotz has ever delivered.
He's a loofah guy, probably.
This is the Don Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
Marty Smith going to join us at 11 a.m. Eastern, 25 minutes from now. A Marty party from the White House. We are efforting to get Brian Windhorst on the show today. We will play our last interview with Adam West, who was on with us about 5 weeks ago. He passed away over the weekend. The original Batman was very generous to our show with his time. He got the show very quick, good sense of humor, was on with us recently. Our condolences to the West family, but we will play our last interview with Adam West. We'll play it back for you at 12:30 Eastern here on ESPN Radio. He was we never met him, but he was a good man. He always made time for this show, and he did so recently about 5 weeks ago. I'm not certain if he did an interview after that, but it's the last time we had him on, and it was really, really good, and we'll play it back.
He shouldn't have come on.
He shouldn't have come on. No. We have that at Le Batard Show on Twitter. Is the show cursed? This has now happened with Bill Paxton, who came on our show and passed away that week. Alan Thicke, who was a recurring guest on the show, and he passed away. And now it has happened to Adam West. And Allison, our guest booker, who is fantastic, she's running out of options because people are now aware of the curse of the Le Batard Show, and people are not wanting to come on the Dan Le Batard Show out of fear for their lives.
She's so good at her job, it's like the universe is just creating challenges for her.
Roy, what are you laughing at over there?
Out of fear for their lives.
Yes, fear for their lives.
Yeah.
I have a couple of questions for you guys. Couple of questions. Is this bad sportsmanship? We had a lacrosse tournament over the weekend. Our team did good. We didn't bring home a trophy. I'm a little disappointed, but it's fine. We went up. We played some really stiff competition up in Maryland. Teams from Long Island, from Maryland. We went 2-2. We didn't make it to the finals. Had we won our first game on Sunday, which we lost 6-5, we would have made it to the finals. But it didn't work out that way, and that's fine. Our team did fantastic. In the last game, we're playing this team. And by the way, for travel sports, parents, you're ruining it. I'm telling you. Sit on the sidelines, watch your kids, enjoy your kids, and shut the hell up. I am serious. Parents, you ruin it for the kids. You ruin it for everyone. I'm not talking about the parents of my team. They're great. I'm talking about, no, I'm serious. They're all friends of mine. I'm talking about these entitled lacrosse families up in Maryland who think that's the only place they play lacrosse. Get over yourselves, okay? We're just as good as you. Deal with it. We're a bunch of kids from South Florida. Stop talking to my kids on the sideline, and more importantly, leave your kids alone and let them enjoy the sport because you are ruining it for everyone. Let them enjoy it. They're 13 years old. Let them enjoy it. This coming from the guy who screamed at referees and yelled at opposing coaches the entire weekend. But I could do it because I'm the head coach. I'm the HC.
And you're about to tell us how the HC taught his girls to do something unsportsmanlike.
Yes, I am. Fat Chris?
You said they're better than that. You guys are better. Didn't you guys lose?
Well, we were 2-2. So we beat a very good program up there. The game we lost 6-5. If we play MD United, that's the team that we lost to. We lost 6-5. If we played them 10 times, and it's a very well-respected, great travel program, we play them 10 times, we'll go 5-5. Game could have gone either way. We had 19 shots. We hit 5 posts. We lost 6-5. And by the way, the referees, there was a goal that we scored, my daughter scored, that went in and came back out. And they didn't count it as a goal. That's a terrible job.
Now you know how the Predators feel.
Exactly. That's the only time we talk about hockey, is when there's controversy, and because we don't know how to discuss hockey, we just start ranking Sidney Crosby. Where does he rank amongst the all-time greats? Because no one on this network except for Melrose knows how to discuss hockey. Melrose and Roy. In fact, you guys should do a podcast together. Get that done.
I don't even think that many people know that, being able to place Crosby amongst the greats in history. I couldn't.
I have him 6th. But anyway.
He's a top 10 shocker brat.
Oh, there he is.
Really far away from the mic.
So far away. Has anyone strolled past you up in Bristol that we could bring on the show today, like Doug Kazarian?
No, nobody famous. I have had one like celebrity encounter. It was when I was checking in at the hotel. I came across a PJ Carlissimo who was fresh from a treadmill.
Oh, very nice. Very
tall, PJ.
Yeah,
very tall.
Well, yes, Mike. He is very tall, yes.
Surprisingly so.
The first time I went to Bristol, PJ was on my airport shuttle to the rental car place, and I didn't have the... Mike, this is me. Think about this, Mike, because you know me. I'm chummy. I'll say hello to anyone. I knew it was PJ. I knew PJ didn't know who I was, and I wanted to say something to him, and I didn't do it. Like, it was late, and PJ was reading a paper... And we were headed to the national rental car facility, and I didn't say a word to PJ. Are you surprised by that?
Why didn't you say a word to him? Yeah, I'm very surprised.
I wasn't comfortable. I just wasn't comfortable. It was 11 at night. I had a long day. I just wasn't comfortable doing it.
Some of the most restraint you've ever shown, I think.
Yes, it is. It's just PJ. I love PJ, but yeah, it's PJ. I figured I had more opportunities, and now PJ and I are like, we're going to do a podcast together. Me and PJ. Because the only two people who know how to talk about hoops on this network is me and PJ Carlissimo. That's it. They're the only two people. So what I've instructed my girls to do, Mike, I'd be interested in your thoughts on this, all you guys, okay? And I got more on youth sports, by the way. I've been dying to do this. I'm not going to do it today, but maybe tomorrow with Dominique. Because the parents and the people who run these programs, seriously, you are ruining it for the kids. It's terrible. It is awful. And you should all be ashamed of yourselves. All of you.
Stu, no one can relate to anything that you're saying about lacrosse. Like, nobody.
Well, you can relate to this, Mike. This part you can relate to. So, Mike, here's how the game worked. 22.5-minute running time, okay? No timeouts. So, last game yesterday, our fourth game, final game, we have no shot of making it to the championship game. But the team we're playing, if they win, they go to the championship game. So, we're playing spoilers. And I told my team that before the game because you got to look for any competitive edge you can get when you're going into a game, all right? And so my team knew we were playing for nothing, so I found something for them to play for, and what I explained to them was, you win, and you ruin this team's day, okay? If you beat them, they don't go to the finals, you ruin their day. Now, again, there were no timeouts. The clock is always running. So, Israel, here's what I did. It's an 8-8 game. One of the best players on our team, she scores a goal with about 65 seconds to go. Minute 5 left on the clock. The clock does not stop running. We're up 9-8. Their team is sprinting back to the faceoff circle because they know they only have about a minute left. I am telling my team to walk slowly back to the faceoff circle. As slowly as possible.
Did he play?
Thank you. Thank you, because the other coach did not agree. As slowly as possible. And my assistant coach says, and I'm yelling this at the team, we need to come up with a code name for this play because it's a little too obvious what we're doing here. And I said, fine, let's call it molasses. Right on the spot. I said, thank you. Thank you. I don't think anyone can read into that at all.
No, how could they?
Right. So one of my players, whom I love, and she's the captain of the team, Casey Roberts is her name, she takes it one step further. Not only are the three midfielders walking slowly back to the faceoff circle, she unties her own shoe and then takes her sweet time tying the shoe that she just untied. Purposely, because that's what I've taught her. The opposing coach was furious because by the time she was done untying her shoe and tying her shoe, the game was over. And we ruined Checkers' Black Weekend. And the coach was mad at me. And you know what, Coach? That's a heady play, and you would have done the same thing. But she accused me. She said it was cheap. I say it's gamesmanship. She said it was bad sportsmanship.
You going to change the name of the play to Shoelace now?
I don't know.
So nobody knows what's...
It was a good play, though.
No, I think it's unsportsmanlike.
Gamesmanship or unsportsmanlike? Put it on the poll at Le Batard Show on Twitter. We have a play. It's called Molasses. And all it means is take your sweet time getting back to the faceoff circle so we can kill some clock and walk away with a W. And that's what we did. And that's why I'm a great HC.
Catch more of the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz, 10 to 1 Eastern on ESPN Radio and ESPNU.
Hi, everyone. Stugotz here. Support for the Dan Le Batard Show podcast comes from our friends at Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans. Chances are you're confident when it comes to your work, your hobbies, and your life. Rocket Mortgage gives you that same level of confidence when it comes to buying a home or refinancing your existing home loan. With Rocket Mortgage, you can apply simply and understand fully so you can mortgage confidently. To get started, go to rocketmortgage.com/Stugotz, STUGOTZ, equal housing lender, licensed in all 50 states, NMLSconsumeraccess.org number 3030.
Don Le Batard. Texter writes in, does Rob Ryan chew his food? No. He swallows pizza whole. He eats pizza like a pelican.
Stugotz.
The way that Rob Ryan eats pizza is he goes down and he grabs the crust with his mouth, and then he flips it up in the air to himself and then swallows the piece of pizza whole without any chewing and just sort of wiggles his head and neck around so that it slides down the eating pipe.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Pick from a range of coverage options with the Name Your Price tool to find a price that works for you. Guests on the Dan Le Batard Show appear via the Shell Pennzoil Performance Line. Tune in for Game 5 tonight as Curry and the Warriors host LeBron and the Cavs. Coverage begins at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on most ESPN radio stations. And now your SportsCenter update. Evander Holyfield, boxing's only four-time world heavyweight champion, was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame over the weekend. The Los Angeles Chargers announced the team agreed to terms with edge rusher Melvin Ingram on a 4-year deal worth $66 million, according to ESPN's Adam Schefter. And finally, according to research done by the Department of Health, Physics, and Diagnostic Sciences at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, humans planning to travel to Mars could face a disturbingly high cancer risk because they'd be exposed to harmful galactic cosmic rays since they wouldn't have the Earth's magnetosphere to protect them. Cosmic rays can cause DNA damage and mutation that would lead to cancer. For all the latest headlines and information, tune into SportsCenter on ESPN Radio all throughout the day.
Not laughing at cancer. I'm laughing at Israel Gutierrez with a tongue twister of an update there. That's all I'm laughing at. It's fine. And better you than me.
Challenging.
Yes, but they put the big words on there to challenge me. They shouldn't do it to you. They do it so they can make fun of me.
I find that when I'm in the condition that I'm in right now, it doesn't matter what the words are.
Right.
They could be the simplest of words. Just piecing them together properly is the challenge. I have to really focus.
Marty Smith, it's a Marty party right now. He's at the White House. He's with Clemson. He's with the Clemson football team. Marty, we were just having a conversation off air. Me, Guillermo, Fat Chris. We have nominated you as the guest most likely to visit the White House and to break a window or break something very valuable in the White House. Have you done that yet?
Can you see what I'm holding?
No.
Check it out. We're on the press. Well, I'm holding a football.
Okay.
My football. The
right.
football I'm always carry around like my binky all over the world.
Yeah.
Now, we have not broken anything yet, but it is early. We've only been here 4 hours or so. So that could absolutely happen. We're going to throw the football around a little bit. We're going to have some fun. So prepare yourself. And, you know, you were talking about Izzy having some issues with that reader he just did.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something, man. You know I'm a huge fan. I watch the Le Batard Show, listen to the Le Batard Show every single day that I'm at home in Charlotte. Some of the reads they make you do, dude, they're like 3 minutes long.
Yep.
It's like 3.5 minutes of you talking about like some hotel discount or something. I hope they pay you right for that.
I mean, you know who you're talking to.
Yeah,
of course they pay him.
They do, Marty. They do. And I hope they pay you right for being the guy who stands in front of the White House with a football, man.
Well, I do all right, you know. Hey, it's bet. Look, I grew up on a farm. There's a lot harder jobs than this, bro.
Right.
By the way, I feel like it should be noted, Stu, POTUS is up in there. Right behind me. White House, man. It's the White House. Y'all know, hey, so I know Izzy's a hoops guy. I know y'all remember Jason Williams, White Chocolate.
Yep.
Well, old White Chocolate's a buddy of mine. He's a West Virginia boy. He's a buddy of mine. He texted me this morning about 8:50, and he said, son, I can't believe they let you that close to the White House. How come you didn't get apprehended? I can't believe the Secret Service let you through that gate, bro.
Marty, we also have you as a guy who will walk into the Oval Office. President is sitting behind the desk at his chair, and you will underhand spin a ball to him and tell him to think quickly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? You would do that, right? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know that it would be an underhand. I mean, we get it. We do the real deal around here, Stu.
Right.
Now, I will tell you a funny story. Actually, on that note, Corey, go.
Oh God, what's he
dime?
doing?
That was a dime. I just threw it to my boy Corey.
Corey
so,
who?
Here's the thing.
Corey who? No.
Corey's my audio.
Okay.
Corey's my audio guy, and Corey was a college athlete. He got drafted into pro baseball, and he has a tremendous arm, and he's one of the degenerates that they send out on the road with me, and we'd throw footballs around at places like the White House, Stu.
Okay.
So let me tell you a quick story.
Please.
So over here to my right, for those of you watching TV, over here to my right is the Secret Service security gate through which we entered the White House grounds. We're at something called Pebble Beach right now. It's all of these green kiosks, little cabanas, where all the network reporters do their work. So I'm standing in the ABC News kiosk thing. Well, right down here to my left, I thought we were supposed to go into this building, right to my left, to get to the press tent, to get to the press conference room where Sean Spicer will do the Sean Spicer after a while. And this kind gentleman with a whole bunch of ammo and whatnot and weaponry affixed to him said, "No, man, that's the Oval Office." I went, "Oh, I'm not going to walk in there right now. There's 2 Marines guarding the doors. I'm going to stay away from that."
Right. Not now.
I'll wait
Not
a little
now, but in a little bit, I'll walk in there. Are you going to meet the president today? Is that the deal, Marty? Are you going to meet him today?
I don't know if I'm going to meet him. I don't know how close in proximity we'll get to President Trump, but I know that he will at 3 o'clock. He'll meet Dabo and the boys from Clemson, and I just put a picture on social media of the jersey that Dabo will present the president. It is a white Clemson football jersey with the numeral 1 on it. It's jersey number 1, has Trump on the back, and they also tell me they're going to give an orange jersey to the president's son, Barron. So we'll see all of that go down. Look, man, it's Dabo Swinney at the White House.
Right.
It's going to be a circus. You know, I mean, that guy's wide open all the time. Bring your own guts to Washington, Stu.
Listen, I prefer to view it as it's Marty Smith at the White House, to be honest with you, not Dabo Swinney. I think more people are excited to see you than to see Dabo Swinney. How about that?
One hell of a spectacle, sir. The Marty Party goes to Washington.
Have you been able to walk through the White House? There's a bowling alley in there, Marty. Are you aware of it? I need you to get to the bowling alley. Can you get there?
I don't have that kind of clearance. Look, man, I have some part-time press pass they gave me that I'm going to have temporary appointment press. I'm going to have to give that back in like an hour.
Right.
I don't have any clearance. I can't go anywhere. I can go into the press room. I just saw the door that Gronk busted through and interrupted Sean Spicer when the Patriots were here a little while ago.
Right.
But that's about as far as I've gotten.
I feel like you
Sorry,
could give
man. I know that's not too sexy.
I feel like you could give the president some hair tips, though. Because, I mean, you've got good hair, like great hair.
Who has better
I think
hair?
he needs some work.
Him or me?
Oh, you. By a lot.
Let me tell you guys something. It's 100 degrees here already.
I was just
They're
up there
actually
now.
considering moving. They're considering moving the president's meeting with the Tigers to another location because it's so hot here. I mean, I'm not kidding you. It's already 100. I can't. If y'all are watching TV and I'm just pouring sweat, sorry. It's just the way it's going to be.
Marty, how does this work? Because you have developed a very good relationship with Nick Saban. Dare I say you are friends with Nick Saban? Does he get jealous when you're hanging out with Dabo Swinney at the White House?
No, he does not get jealous. He understands the deal.
Right.
Nick knows the deal. If Nick wants to win the national championship and come to the White House, and I'll come with him. It's just like when we went to Rome with Michigan. My phone went bananas with all these guys all over college football going, man, what are you doing? That's free recruiting. Well, you take your team to, for example, Cape Town, South Africa, arbitrarily. Take your team to Cape Town. I'll go with you. No problem. Don't care who it is. Don't care if it's Ohio State, USC, Clemson. I'll go. We'll go. We'll pack a bag. Let's rock.
Marty, who's the guy, who's the degenerate that you brought with you, your camera guy? What's his name again?
I got all kind of degenerates with me.
I
got my producer, Jonathan Wiley.
Right. I want someone to
He's
go
the
out.
captain degenerate.
Yeah, but I want someone, rather than do like a 10-yard like in route, I want someone to go deep because there's a lawn behind you and there's a couple of trees, and I want to see Marty fling the pill.
Corey.
Yeah, I want someone Marty, I want him to go deep. Like deep on the White House lawn. I want him going deep. Like 40 yards out. Like make those trees behind you. That's the end zone. That's where I want him to go. All right?
Help me out with this jacket. Okay, here's my jacket. I got my jacket off. Okay.
Tell him to ignore the snipers on the top of the building and all the people with machine guns there. And just tell him to go deep.
This is Corey.
Okay.
Hey, guys. This is Corey. Corey is the best audio man in television.
All right.
That's debatable.
He's about to run a post at that tree right there.
Nice. A skinny post.
Ready?
Yeah, go ahead. Skinny post. Marty's taking the jacket off. Marty's taking the jacket off. Marty party at the White House. He is taking his jacket off, and someone is going out for a pass.
Ready?
Yeah,
Say,
let's go.
hit.
It's amazing.
Dimes. We're dropping dimes around here.
We have no idea what happened because
This
we were
point,
watching on
there-
tape delay. So in about 5 seconds, we will see apparently a perfect pass on our television screens. Sounded good though,
Yeah,
Marty.
it was perfect.
Sounded really
Here's
good.
another one.
All right, here
Here's
he goes. Here he goes. Hold on. I'm watching your last one live because we're on delay here. And this is glorious because it's sloppy and I love it. All right, this guy's going deep. Hold on.
Lost his mic.
We are sweaty.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Hold on. Oh, wow. He's on the lawn.
what
He's
a
on the
lazy
lawn.
cut.
Oh, wow. Marty, little behind him on that first pass. Got to be honest. A little behind him.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was.
Man, my shirt's tucked in so tight, I can't hardly throw.
You're not even sweating, man. How hot is it? Like you said, it's super hot. You're not even
yes,
sweating.
I am, brother. Trust me.
You're doing a good job of hiding it.
Hey, so hold on now. So word on the street is that Dan is at the Baltic Sea.
Yes. Yeah. He's vacationing somewhere along the coast of the Baltic Sea. Yes.
What does one do at the Baltic Sea?
I have no idea.
Sun?
I don't know.
That's a very exotic choice.
It is a very exotic choice. I don't know. I don't even know where the Baltic Sea is. Do you, Marty?
Nor I could not know. I would have absolutely no chance to locate the Baltic Sea on a map.
I think that's the idea. Get somewhere that's Stugotz.
He's a lot more intelligent than we are.
Yeah, I have no idea.
But Marty, he's arrived at a place where I cannot bother him. That's Dan's vacation strategy is to go to a place where his phone doesn't work, so I can't bother him.
That's the dream. That's why I go to the mountains in Virginia where I grew up, because there's no cell service. They have not found Sprint or AT&T yet, and so I go there and you cannot find me.
All right.
It's heaven on earth.
Marty, can I convince
Good
you?
on Dan. Proud of you, man.
I don't know how we're going to do this, but can I convince you? Can someone else throw the ball to you? Like, can you go out for a pass on the lawn? I'd like to see you go out for a pass and have one of your guys on your staff throw you the ball. Is that possible?
No, I think we just got. Did we just get yelled at?
Oh, you did? Did you really? Did you really?
So okay, somebody said for doing that we could get shot. So we're not going to do that.
I think it's worth the risk, to be honest with you.
This show kills enough people, too.
Not me, bro.
All right, Marty.
Not me. I've gone out for passes in a lot of locations, but not that. I'm not trying to take fire. Thank you.
Marty, you are the absolute best. We love you, and enjoy the White House
Tell
today.
Jay
Have a
Will
great
I said
time.
hi.
Yeah, and tell Jay Will we said hello.
Thanks, boys.
All right, man. That guy's got the best job in America.
Oh,
I mean,
you didn't
he really
know?
does.
That's better.
He almost
Go,
got a sound guy
somebody.
shot.
I mean, listen, I don't care. People can say that's bad. I don't care. It's clunky. It always is when he's on because he's on TV and there's a delay and we can't keep up with it, and it's in the spirit of our show. It's sloppy, and I love him.
That was fantastic.
It was fantastic. I mean, the guy just did play-by-play. He was throwing passes with his staff on the White House lawn and was threatened by Secret Service that if he does it again, they will potentially shoot him. Sorry. It's good radio. Good TV.
Hey, buddy. The wait is over.
We've got Joe Harper in here. He's a polygraph specialist. He's very intimidating. He's a nice man, but physically he's very intimidating, and he has a bullet in his neck.
The man, the myth, the legend, Joe Harper, makes his return June 21st for the second installment of Stugotz.
Are your apologies to Dan sincere after you make fun of his fat face?
Yes.
That'd be a no.
Oh, man.
He said Stugotz is the worst liar since O.J. Simpson.
If the Heat and the Knicks played in the Eastern Conference Finals, would you root for the Heat
cornered.
Yes.
Liar.
Let's go, Knicks.
Stugotz, Joe Harper, collision course.
Were you really the big man on campus in college, as you have claimed?
Yes.
Oh, I think that's the truth.
No, it's not.
Oh! June 21st. You won't want to miss this, buddy.
Don Le Batard.
I listened to Dan's show while I was in Florida last week, I listened every day. Came in the afternoons. Got a good show.
Stugotz.
It's
got a very good show.
It's impeccably produced. I mean, oh, goodness. That is like a training show for kids on how to produce radio.
This is the Don Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
Got Game 5 tonight, NBA Finals. Didn't think we would have a Game 5. We discussed earlier, Israel Gutierrez in for Le Batard. Le Batard back on Thursday. Thanks to Marty Smith for joining us earlier. Hoping to have Brian Windhorst on the show. We will play our last interview with Adam West, which was done about 6 weeks ago on the show. We'll play that back for you at 12:30. Our thoughts and prayers are with the West family, as he was very kind and generous to this show with his time, with his wit, with his sense of humor. He was fantastic, and never met him. Never met Alan Thicke, and I grew to love Alan Thicke, and I grew to love Adam West. We had him on several times over the years, and really got the show, and was a lot of fun with us. But I said earlier that the Game 4 result, I walked away, not like, oh, wow, great, we got a Game 5, we got another game. I actually walked away from that game feeling angry, disappointed, let down, because we were so close to having the dream finals that we wanted. 2-2, headed back to Golden State, tons of tension, big game. If the Cavs win it, you feel like the series is over. That's the feeling I had after Game 1. I did find it interesting. After Game 4, excuse me. Where I'm saying to myself, man, you're up 6, 3 minutes to go in Game 3. We are so close. We were so close to having the finals that everyone anticipated we were going to have when these two teams got together for the third consecutive year. I did find it interesting over the weekend that Richard Jefferson, this is a pretty interesting sound for a number of different reasons, where Richard Jefferson is, Roy, you have this sound ready to go? Richard Jefferson talking about how the pressure is now on Golden State.
Damn right it is. It's not on us. It's not on the pressure. Where's the pressure on us? They had a 73-win team, and they added a former MVP. We added Kyle Korver and Darren Williams. They added an MVP to a 73-win team after being up 3-1, and then KD was up 3-1. The pressure is all on them. We believe that we are the defending champs. We believe that we have enough here to win a championship, and we haven't played great thus far. But there's no pressure on us. There never has. There's never been that. It's been about them proving that last year was a fluke. KD validating the move here, which it's been validated. But no, we feel very comfortable.
Couple things. One, when you say walked away from that game, you mean put down your phone after looking at the box score?
Yep. Izzy and I did. Israel watched the game. I have not watched sports since Friday.
Yeah. So that was your assessment. I was waiting for you to break down the game based on the box score. That would have been fun.
I could easily do that.
I'm sure you can.
I've done it before.
Secondly, I love that Richard Jefferson's become that guy. He probably should have retired 2 years ago. This is definitely all house money for him.
Right.
And so he doesn't care what he says or what he Snapchats or what he, admits to people. And that right there is exactly what you would want, like a fan, like that's what the fans believe.
Sure.
And that's exactly what you would want to hear your team, somebody from your team say. Like, no, put it all on them. Like, they're the ones who have to win this.
Well, I disagree with them. I don't think the pressure's on Golden State yet because they got a home game here. If they lose tonight, then obviously the pressure is squarely on Kevin Durant because you're going back to Cleveland. Cleveland wins that game, and all of a sudden you're right back where you were last year, one-game scenario, on your home court with all the expectations and everyone picking Golden State to win this series, and everyone would pick Golden State to win that game if it got to a seventh game, which I don't believe it will because I think it ends tonight. The other thing I took away from that sound is how is that supposed to make Kyle Korver and Darren Williams feel?
Well, hang on a second. You don't think 3-1, just the fact that it's 3-1, again, brings up some ghosts?
No.
Because they have Kevin Durant, and they also happen to have Draymond Green not on the verge of suspension. Is that
right.
why?
You're at home. You're at a place where the first, game one and game two were not even close. I think Golden State's the better team. I don't think the Cavaliers are going to play like that again because they were playing out of their minds, and that's an important factor in this. They're not going to shoot 53% from the three-point line, making ridiculous shots. None of that stuff, I don't think, is going to happen tonight.
Unless it does.
But it could, and Golden State could still win.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think Golden State really feels that pressure that Jefferson is talking about unless they lose tonight's game. If they lose tonight's game, then I completely agree. They'll start feeling some of that. They'll start thinking about some of that. Are we really going to blow this lead? But I think they feel pretty confident headed into tonight.
I mean, I would make them. I would believe that they are pretty confident because they still have a healthy Steph and Durant, and they haven't even come close at home. Come close to losing at home in this series. But yeah, I think the ghosts might still be there a little bit. And if Cleveland has one of those hot shooting starts, right, really aggressive play, I mean, they'll probably stick there. But yeah, no, Darren Williams and was it Kyle Korver?
Yeah, was that a shot
Big
at them?
Shot.
Like, how should they experience that? Roy, would you experience that? Was that a shot at Darren Williams and Kyle Korver?
Oh yeah, I'd be offended. Offended.
They should be offended, right? I mean, they got Kevin Durant, and what did we do? We went out and got Kyle Korver and Darren Williams.
Like they're nothing.
It's absolutely a shot at those guys. Mm-hmm. An unintentional shot at those guys, but a shot nonetheless. You think they're mad with Richard Jefferson?
No. I think Kyle Korver's realistic. I think Darren Williams might be a little mad.
He might be a little mad. Yes, I agree with you.
Dan Le Batard.
Listen, when the shows are good, I give myself all the credit, just so you know what I do in my own head here. And when they're bad, I blame you.
But I want you to know that how many times today I have felt like I have sent a conversation your way only to see it crash into the gutter.
Stugotz.
Like the number of times that's happened today, it's like a record. I believe we have set a record for number of conversations that have died on your lap. That's what I felt probably a dozen times today.
And I felt uninteresting questions and topics come my way about a dozen times today.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
We'll get to funniest thing for the sports weekend here in just a second. Thanks to Marty Smith for joining us earlier. Thanks to Israel Gutierrez for sitting in for Le Batard, who's on vacation. Dominique Foxworth, Greg Cody will sit in with me tomorrow.
I feel like you owe me an apology, by the way.
Why?
I think it's universally believed that I have nothing near pink eye. And you announced to the nation that I was spreading contagions.
Well, all I said was, you walked in today and you said there might be a Bob Costas situation.
Yeah.
I might have pink eye.
Nope. You said that. I said there might be a Bob Costas situation. My eye doesn't look right. I don't think it was. I never said pink eye.
In fact, Chris, when someone says there might be a Bob Costas situation, do you automatically go to pink eye?
That definitely implies pink eye might be in play.
Yep.
But we all looked, and it really doesn't look like he has it.
Okay, Guillermo, did you get the same feeling?
There's all kinds of Bob Costa situations. Like people could be tossing him beers that he's chugging. He could be riding around on horsemen.
That could have gotten shorter.
That's a good point. I did not think of the. Did not think there were multiple Bob Costas situations. Right, you're right. But I'm starting to feel pink eye.
Oh, that's on you, buddy.
I'm starting to feel it. The eye's getting crusty, and it's closing a little bit, and I'm starting to feel it. I think I have pink eye. And all I said to Israel was, if you think there's even a remote chance that you have pink eye, you need to call the guys in advance and tell them I might have pink eye, and then maybe they tell you to stay home. Because no one wants to get pink eye.
Well, fortunately, I made the right call because I don't have it.
Okay.
But maybe you do.
I don't. But I feel like I'm starting to get it. It's the crust. That's the first thing you feel. It's the crust in the corner of the eye, and that's what I'm starting to feel on my eyelid. Very quick question for all you guys. If you are faced with this scenario, we'll get to funniest thing for the sports weekend in just a second here. If you are faced with this scenario, because a friend of mine was faced with this scenario over the weekend. We're at this lacrosse tournament. It's in Maryland. It's on a field. It's in the middle of nowhere. All they have was porta potties. And he said, I got to go to the bathroom. I said, 1 or 2. He said 2. I said, porta potties right over there. He said, not doing it. I said, what do you mean you're not doing it? He said, I'm not doing it. I said, what are you going to do? And he had to go bad. He said, I'm going to drive back to the hotel. Hotel is 15 minutes away from the field. 15 to 20 minutes away from the field. I understand. Porta potties. Disgusting. I get it. But when you got to go, you got to go. And what I am asking you, Fat Chris, is if you are faced with that dilemma, a porta potty, which is hell on earth, or driving 15 minutes back to a hotel, 30 minutes round trip to do what you got to do. What are you doing there?
I'm pinching it.
Wow.
What does that mean?
That wasn't an option.
What does that mean?
I'm holding it.
That means
You're going back to the hotel?
Yes.
30-minute round trip. Might miss some of your kids' game.
Oh, I wasn't thinking about that part. I was just thinking about waiting. I'd rather wait 30 minutes than use something disgusting.
Okay.
But if I'm going to... Oh, that's a tough one.
It is. That's why I asked it. Put it on the poll, please. Porta potty or 30-minute round trip? Guillermo, what are you doing there?
How much time do they have before the game starts?
He was going to miss a portion of the game if he did this. And he did do it, by the way.
So it's 30 minutes plus the time you're in the bathroom.
Yep.
So like 45 to an hour.
Yeah.
I'm going back. I'm not using a porta potty.
Okay, Roy?
It depends on the situation. You said it was his kid's game. If it was a music festival, no.
Okay.
But
kids' game, you got to go porta potty, right?
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, that's what I told him.
How many games a year are there?
I mean, this is the third tournament. It was the last tournament of 3 tournaments we played this spring.
Is this an elimination game?
No.
No, you can go to the hotel.
Okay, it's fair. Mike Ryan, what are you doing in that spot? Porta potty or 30-minute round trip with 15 minutes? It could take about an hour to get it all done.
Porta potty.
Yep, I'm with Mike. I got to be the porta potty. Izzy, what are you doing there?
Listen, I don't care what the game situation is. I don't care how much of it I'm going to miss. Hotel ride every time. If you can find somewhere clean that's closer, that's an option.
All right.
But run to the hotel every time.
I did offer that as a solution, as an option. I said, if you drive right down this road, it's about 5 minutes away. There's some fast food joints. And he just said, nope, it's hotel or nothing for me.
Buy a bottle of water at the Starbucks. You get your own little private bathroom.
Does his daughter play?
Yeah.
What? What does that mean?
I mean, some games she plays, some games she plays more, some games she plays less. I mean, yeah.
Did you play that game?
Yes.
You should have coordinated with him and been like, I'm not going to play your daughter until you come back from the bathroom.
Should have thought of that. It's a good point.
If you go porta potty, though, you hover, right?
Oh, yeah, I hover. I don't even hover, man. I stand.
Where?
I just stand and I pray that it makes it in. Let's get the funniest thing for the sports weekend.
Hey, people, tell us what in the sport made you laugh hardest this weekend. It is a segment we call What Made You Laugh This Weekend. Ha, ha, ha!
Funniest thing for the sports weekend is brought to you by the free 18 Birdies app. Make your phone the best club in your bag. That's an info. Funniest thing for the sports weekend.
Dwayne Wade was sitting courtside for Game 4. He had a jumpsuit on. He looked like he was going to, produce an R&B album from the 90s.
It was funny. He was mocked universally, right, on Twitter. He didn't care, by the way.
He also had some tips going in his hair. He got his hair colored.
Looks red.
Highlights.
I like those, though. I thought he looked good.
Yeah, he didn't look bad. It was just an odd look.
Yeah, I thought he looked good. Guillermo, what do you got?
Steve Kerr was yelling at a referee, and the referee quickly turned around, and Steve Kerr flinched.
That'd be funny. I wish I witnessed it live. I didn't watch the game, though. I haven't watched sports since Friday. Steve Kerr is always yelling at the referees. Here's a rule for everyone on the Golden State Warriors. Draymond Green's mom, everyone on the team, everyone related to someone on the team, everyone involved in the organization. Stop complaining about everything. Kerr, leave the refs alone. Mrs. Green, there's no conspiracy. The league isn't fixed. The refs weren't trying to force a fifth game. The Cavaliers were hitting ridiculous shots. Everyone on the Warriors, stop complaining. You have Kevin Durant. No one else does. Leave us alone. Roy, what do you got?
An Instagram model tweeted out Antonio Brown's phone number, asking followers to tell him to shoot him a text and return my belongings.
That's pretty good. I feel like there's a fine in there somewhere because it was not your best effort at the mic.
It was not, but there's no fines this week, remember?
That's right. It's a fine-free week until Dan gets back. On Thursday, the fines resume. Mike Ryan up in Bristol, Connecticut. What do you got?
My funniest thing from the sports weekend was, I'm not sure how familiar people are with the Nashville Predators goal celebration or just victory celebration of throwing dead catfish onto the ice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as Pittsburgh Penguins fans celebrated their Stanley Cup victory in the streets last night, many of their fans were videoed eating raw catfish as a celebration.
By the way, it's a bad job by Predator fans. You don't sit around and watch the other team hoist the Stanley Cup on your home ice. Don't do it. I mean, get out of there. Who wants to watch that? And it's, you stay around because you want to see the Stanley Cup? Who cares? It's a trophy. Seriously. It's a trophy. You agree, Israel? You don't sit around and watch the other team hoist the cup on your ice, celebrate on your ice. You go home.
I think you watch a little bit of sports history. I think that's okay.
All right, what do you got? Funniest thing from the sports weekend?
So Matt Barnes. Yeah, so I saw him at the end of the game in Game 4, which, again, you didn't see. This dude played 3 minutes. He stood up. He's wearing ice packs on both knees. Like, large ice packs, like, got him from the gas station ice packs on both of his knees for 3 minutes of game time.
He needed those because when he flipped over Derek Fisher's car, he needed to have the knee pad, the braces on. He hurt his knee. He had to get down on the ground, he had to lift that car up, and then he had to flip it over. That's why he has those. I'm going to go with Tim McGraw. Mike, you see this? Tim McGraw last night, speaking of the Predators?
I did not, because I was mainly watching the soccer game.
Right? They had all the country stars out last night, and Nashville did a great job. They really did. But McGraw was wearing an oversized turtleneck under a jersey to a hockey game in Nashville in June.
I was watching like an interview with like Luke Bryan, country music megastar, and he was wearing what looked like a brand new hat, but it had like all these sweat stains on it already. I don't know if like he has a guy just run it through the ground to make it look more country or whatnot. I was just surprised that his hat was so filthy because it looked brand new. Like, come on, Luke Bryan hasn't been going to Nashville Predators games.
Roy, isn't it a sweater?
Yeah, it is a sweater.
Not a jersey.
Yeah, it is a sweater. You're right. All right, coming up next, we have weekend observations coming up later. We have our last interview with Adam West coming up at 12:30 Eastern. But coming up next, a strange thing happened to me on the way to work. I'll tell you about it next.
You want more of the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz? Tune in starting at 10 Eastern on ESPN Radio and ESPNU.
Daddy, where do babies come from?
Honey?
Mommy went to the store.
Oh, well, you see, there's a mommy and a daddy, right?
Right.
And see, when they call Geico, they could save a bunch of money on car insurance.
Oh, really? And that makes them happy?
Yes, that makes them very happy.
That's good.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we could have this talk, sunshine.
Geico, because saving 15% or more on car insurance is always a great answer.
Dan Le Batard.
I know what you like, and I give it to you to make you a junkie so that you're listening and you can't help yourself on the stuff that I got to force feed you. But I know what you like, and I'll give it to you sparingly just to get you addicted.
Stugotz.
You'll stay right there addicted, and every once in a while I'll give you smack that you don't like, but that you need. It's medicine you need. It's the whole formula. We know what you like. It's why you're addicted, even though you hate that part of the show.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
ESPN Radio. Take two. ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Guests on the Dan Le Batard Show appear via the Shell Pennzoil Performance Line.
$5 fine, man.
Tune in for Game 5 tonight as Curry and the Warriors host LeBron and the Cavs. Coverage begins at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on most ESPN radio stations. Just trying to do you, Stu. And now your Sports Center update. Washington Nationals ace Max Scherzer.
Time out for a second, because you have mastered me because you came into you're phlegmy, you're hungover, you haven't watched sports. You haven't watched sports since Friday night. I mean, you have really embraced the Stugotz role. I am proud of you. I've never been proud of you. Never been prouder of you than I am right now. Right this
also
second.
Never been proud of me.
Yes, I've never been proud of you, but I've never been prouder of you than I am right now. And my sense is I'll never be prouder of you for the rest of my life than I am right now.
All right, then let's try this one more time.
All right, go ahead. So, Roy, just start over. Turn the music off and start over. And let's come back in here because Israel, I've never been prouder of this man, ever, in my entire life. Let's start again right now.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Guests on the Dan Le Batard Show appear via the Shell Pennzoil Performance Line. Tune in for Game 5 tonight as Curry and the Warriors host LeBron and the Cavs. Coverage begins at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on most ESPN radio stations. Not hungover. And now your Sports Center update.
Sorry.
Washington Nationals ace Max Scherzer got his 2000th career strikeout on Sunday and did it in the third fewest innings of any pitcher in baseball history. Scherzer reached the milestone by striking out Rangers outfielder Nomar Mazara, the first batter he faced in the fourth inning of the Nats game against Texas. Florida Panthers president of hockey operations and general manager Dale Talon announced today that Bob Boughner has been named the club's new head coach. Boughner will be the Panthers' 7th head coach in 10 seasons. And finally, a bobcat trapped a mother, her two children in their bathroom in a Washington township. The startled family locked themselves in the bathroom upon seeing a bobcat in the backyard. Luckily, the mother was able to call the police, who scared the bobcat away. No person or Bobcat was harmed. And when do we call out them for making mistakes on these reads?
Well, if Roy makes a mistake, it's a fine.
Oh, okay, there's a fine there.
All right.
When your big day or special event rolls around, get your suit from theblacktux.com with modern rental suits and tuxedos delivered to your door. The Black Tux is your new way to rent. Get free shipping, plus $20 off your purchase. Visit theblacktux.com/Dan for all the latest headlines and information. Tune into SportsCenter on ESPN Radio all throughout the day.
He's not hungover. I was joking. Just embellishing his story. Warrior fans, get out of my mentions, man, because I'm tired of you and I'm tired of having this conversation. I'm so tired of it. I am so tired of it. I'm tired of you and I'm tired of having this conversation. We'll get to weekend observations in a second. Because I'm sorry. I cannot believe for the life of me that a team that has Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green complain about every single call. And Steve Kerr will not stop yelling at the referees. They are smug. They are arrogant. They have arrived at a point where they're completely unlikable. And it's fine if you want to act like that. You can act like that. I'm fine with it. You want to act like that? Then act like that. But I don't have to like you. And I don't have to like you acting like that. Because you are smug and arrogant and you haven't won a thing yet. You haven't won a single thing. And you act so tough. And so much better than everyone else in the NBA. And Kevin Durant, shame on you. Because Kevin Durant, KD, what did you do? What did you do? You didn't build any of this. This was already built before you got there. You didn't build it. It was already built. You didn't do anything. And you haven't won anything yet. And when you do win something, I ain't giving you credit for it because you didn't build it. You bailed on the guys who were trying to climb the Golden State Mountain, and you decided it was easier to join them than to try to climb over them. You didn't do anything. And for you to act the way you're acting towards the media and towards the fans, it's disgraceful. And you should be ashamed of yourself. And I'm being serious here.
Are you?
Oh, no, you know me when I'm mad and I'm serious. Like, it starts gurgling and the rage starts coming out, and it's pouring out of me right now. I'm tired of the fans. I'm tired of the organization. I'm tired of everyone telling me that what Kevin Durant did was the same exact thing that LeBron James did. It wasn't. It was totally different. And LeBron talked about it on Friday, just how different it was. But it's just the way you act. It's just the way you act for a team that has won one title. And Kevin Durant, all you did was come really close to beating them. Then you lost, and then you decided, I'm not going to come back again and try and beat them. I'm going to join them. What are you celebrating? Why are you acting arrogant? Why are you talking down to the media? Why are you talking down to fans? You didn't do anything. You didn't build this. The Warriors built it. It was built before you got there. You're the cherry on top. That's it. That's what you've decided you want to be. You're the cherry that goes on top of the sundae. The sundae was already constructed. You're just a cherry. That's what you are. KD, you're a cherry.
A cherry.
What?
Not a cupcake, a cherry.
He's a cherry.
Get ready for about 5 more years of this, by the way.
5 more years of this take. Jeez.
Exactly.
Dude.
No.
This series needs to end tonight. I can't take this take anymore.
No, a true competitor would never do what Kevin Durant did. And why is the media afraid to do it? Why is the media afraid to say it? I hear Stephen A. I hear a couple of others. And then it's just me. I feel alone on this island. It's me and Stephen A. They don't want to call out Kevin Durant. Call him out. Call him out. He's a cherry on top. That's all he is. This was built before he got there. Stop celebrating him. He took the easy path. This is sports. It's not a marketing company. It's not radio. Not TV. It's not the stock market. It's not a sales force. It's sports. It's competition. And what he did is he decided, I'm tired of competition. We'll go to the easy place. We'll go to the easy place. You didn't earn this, man. They built it. You're the cherry on top.
I don't even like cherries on my sundae.
I don't
take them right off, throw them right in the garbage.
Yeah, I'm with you. Put it on the poll. If you like the cherry on a sundae.
I don't like cherries at all.
So you don't like Kevin Durant?
No.
All right. Let's get to weekend observations.
It is time for Stugotz to share his game notes. No one in the media will tell you what happened better than my boy Stu.
Weekend observations brought to you by Metro PCS. Get 2 free Samsung Galaxy phones, when you switch, 2 lines to Metro PCS, sales tax not included. Izzy! That was hard. Let me try it again. Izzy! Team Banana Boat is headed to L.A. Melo, Paul, Wade, LeBron. It's all coming into focus. The final chapter. LeBron, Los Angeles, collision course. LeBron, City of Angels, collision course. LeBron, La La Land, collision course. LeBron, Tinseltown, collision course. LeBron, the Big Orange, collision course. Has anyone else noticed the declining interest in the red clay at Roland Garros? Murray, Wawrinka, one for the ages. Rafael Nadal, welcome back. Rafa, women's tennis is dead. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Not women's tennis. That was very phlegmy. You're as phlegmy as I am today. To the flight attendant, on my flight this weekend, next time someone asks you how long it takes to get to their destination, give them something better than, I'm not sure. Give them an actual time. The exact time. It's only your most basic job responsibility. Those little pop-up grocery stands in airports, get rid of them. People lugging big suitcases don't want to do 2 things. Walk through very narrow aisles and go grocery shopping. Get rid of them. I would have watched the Belmont Stakes this weekend if I knew it was on. I kid. I still wouldn't have watched. Know why? Horse racing is dead. Tristan Thompson, better late than never. Kyrie Irving, do it on the road. Golden State Warriors, bunch of crybabies. You know what Aaron is? The judge and jury. Stanton, judge, home run derby, collision course. LeBron, come back from a 3-0 deficit on this team, and I'll put you ahead of Jordan. U.S. men's soccer. More like U.S. meh soccer. I mean, seriously. What a big game. U.S. men's soccer. It's enough. Every year I hear about U.S. men's soccer, and it's time. It's their time. And every year they disappoint. Except that one year where Landon Donovan scored that big goal to get them to, I believe, the quarterfinals. Well, it ain't a big deal. That's the biggest goal in U.S. history. When your biggest goal in U.S. soccer history is getting your team to the men's quarterfinal, you don't have a U.S. soccer program. I'm sorry. Meh. Soccer. If you were wondering what the I'm sorry, let's start that one again.
Who's there?
If you were wondering what bleep money looks like, it looks like 90 grand for 2 tickets to an NBA Finals game. Where does Sidney Crosby rank amongst the all-time greats? The conversation we have because we don't know how to discuss hockey unless you're Roy and Melrose. You should get a podcast together. I have Crosby 6th on my list. Gretzky, the great one. Mario Lemieux, Super Mario. Mark Messier, the Messiah. Bobby Orr, number 4. Bobby Orr. Gordie Howe, Mr. Hockey. Sidney Crosby, Sid the Kid. If you're interested in who is number 7 on my list, it's Bobby Hull, the Golden Jet. Nashville Predator fans, you were doing great right up until you stuck around to watch the Penguins hoist the cup on your home ice. Do me a favor. Next time, go home. If you're looking for hell on earth, use a porta potty. There's a good chance when you walk into one, you'll see Art Briles. And when you do, tell him I said hello. Izzy, those are the weekend observations.
Splash!
Who's there?
Did you say anything else other than who's there in that segment? I just hogged an entire segment. I'm a ball hog. I went on that Golden State Warriors rant. It's the 19th time I've done it. Mike Ryan's right. The series needs to end because I'm out of Warriors material. Mike Ryan, that's totally fair. Izzy didn't say anything there. I'm sorry.
All right.
But good news. We have an Adam West montage coming up next. You'll have plenty of time to talk. And a funny thing happened to me on the way to work. I'm not giving Izzy any time to talk.
The phlegm collects when I sit here and don't talk.
I don't think Izzy wants to talk today.
I don't.
He's not feeling good.
I like listening.
Right, and he's got pink eye.
I do not.
Don Le Batard.
Bleep. Better have my money. You all should know me well enough. Bleep. Better have my money. Please don't call me on my bluff.
Stugotz.
Pay me what you owe me. Ballin' bigger than LeBron. Bleep. Give me your money. Who y'all think y'all frontin' on?
This is the Don Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
Israel Gutierrez in for Le Batard. Le Batard back on Thursday. Dominique Foxworth and Greg Cody in with me tomorrow. Dominique, just me and Dominique on Wednesday. Adam West, his last interview with us, the original Batman, coming up in about 10 minutes. He was on with us 5 or 6 weeks ago. He passed away over the weekend. We loved him, and our thoughts and prayers are with his entire family. He was very good to us, gracious with his time, got the show, was always great when he was on the show. So we have a montage coming up in a minute, and then the last interview we did with Adam West coming up in about 10 minutes. So it's really good stuff. The last time he was on with us was laugh out loud funny. Mike Ryan, I know you hate that take that I keep giving on Golden State, but the people are in my mentions, and they won't get out, and they won't leave me alone. So that's why I keep giving the take, Mike. It's annoying to me what they're saying to me.
It's annoying to me having to listen to the same take several times over. Honestly, like if you've listened to the show and you're just a casual listener, I think the casual listener has heard the same take 6 times in the last 2 weeks.
Well, I don't know, 6 times.
But I get it. You're mad at Kevin Durant for taking the easy way out.
No.
Won't count in your eyes. But he's a game away from laughing last.
No, Mike, I'm not even mad about that. It's just the arrogance that he displays and their whole team. It's really the arrogance that they, as a team, have displayed this entire season. And in my mind, it's unearned from Kevin Durant. And then more importantly, Israel, they have nothing to complain about. Yet all they do is complain. They're yelling at refs. They're complaining about every single call. Your team is stacked. It is stacked. I don't want to hear it from them anymore. That's all I'm saying.
I feel like I just heard that.
Yes, you did. Adam West montage. Guys worked hard putting this together. This is a compilation of all the times Adam West, the best of Adam West, with us over the years here on the Dan Le Batard Show.
Adam West with us on ESPN Radio, and this is an interesting story because originally in
so moist.
Oh, there he is.
Whoa.
There's the inappropriate
Whoa.
West. He just wanted to say the word moist. Has Adam West ever had a romantic moment wearing either the mask or the costume?
That is very different. You know, what red-blooded, healthy American guy wouldn't take advantage of a few things that were put in front of them?
The complete television series, all 120 episodes, including, I guess, the shark repellent episode. The original series, it's going to be available on DVD and Blu-ray.
Yes, it also includes Adam West naked.
All right. That's what we want.
Nasty, nasty. Well, he reveals everything.
Yes! Oh! What's happening
here? Wanted to know.
Yes.
Back behind the scenes.
Do you have the Batman costume somewhere in your house?
Let me look. I'm very embarrassed. I'm still in my bat jammies.
Have you watched all the Batman movies?
No. I'm too jealous.
Oh, really?
Have you watched any?
Yes, I'm envious. I'm jealous. I want to kill them all. Now, wait a minute. How old do you think I am?
Well, you're 86, right?
Oh, crap. You're right.
I'm trying to get over the fact that Batman just said crap.
Yes, he did. He did.
You mother... Why?
Before we get to Celebrity Prognosticator, at the height of your fame, Adam
Celebrity
West...
what?
Mike Ryan is rattled because he just called Adam West, and Adam West answered the phone Batcave. Do you have a Batman in your mouth?
Where?
Isn't one of your teeth? Isn't it emblazoned with the Batman logo?
Yes, I have a tooth that the lab put a Batman logo on it. You put that away.
Be careful! Adam West cursing!
No. I'm human.
Adam! What did you just do?
Dan, I find your grandmother very attractive. Might she spend a quiet evening with me? Look, that is the dumbest impression of me I've ever heard.
Okay, very good. And on that note, we will
But I want to wish you luck. That is so abysmally, negatively terrible.
In your later years, Adam, you are now someone who's willing to cut through the BS and get right at the truth. And we can all agree that Garland's impersonation stinks.
I ain't got time to bleed.
We love that, man. We'll miss that, man. You'll hear our final interview. That was a great job by you guys, by the way.
Very good.
You will hear our final interview with Adam West. He was on 5-6 weeks ago. You'll hear it coming up next right here on the Dan Le Batard Show on ESPN Radio and ESPN2.
Dan Le Batard.
He'll never win a championship. Not good enough. Doesn't have the clutch jeep.
Stugotz.
Why do you keep doing that?
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz on ESPN Radio.
Israel Gutierrez sitting in for Le Batard today. Le Batard back on Thursday. Were you a big Batman fan growing up,
Loved the show. Loved it. I loved when they climbed up the building sideways. I loved when they had like the shark repellent, which was one of my favorite episodes. Yeah.
All right. So,
unbelievable.
Yeah, Adam West was a friend of the show. He really was. We're going to miss him. Was always there for us, was very gracious with his time, and he was on with us 5 or 6 weeks ago. I'm not certain if it's the last interview he's ever did or ever done, but it was certainly the last one that he did with us, so we wanted to play it back for you. Here's Adam West with me and Dan about 5 weeks ago.
This is tremendous. We can't find Jeff Garland, so the original Batman is with us right now, Adam West.
Wait, so we just have Adam?
Right now, yes.
Okay.
For the moment, we just have Adam West. And Jeff Garland and his terrible Adam West impersonation will be here shortly, we hope. So Adam West is with us now, and he did a Nestle Quick ad in 1965. And he's the original Batman, and he is with us now. You still getting royalties off of that, Adam? Thank you.
Well, let me do the real thing for... My gosh. Let me do the real thing. This is Batman.
Yes, this is Batman. Yes!
Yes!
Do you, I read that you had a chance to become James Bond at the height of the Batman success. Well,
there was one time, yes. I was in London working, and they asked me if I would do it. And I said I couldn't. I had another contract. And I really felt it should have been a Brit.
So you turned down the role of James Bond in Diamonds Are Forever?
Yes, because I'm just a kid from a farm in Walla Walla. I can't talk like 007.
Okay, so you thought it had to be British. You felt. Do you regret that decision?
No, I don't, because I've had a lot. And as a matter of fact, I've had too much. I am the luckiest actor in the world. You know, for years I fought the Batman thing to try to get other roles, and I wasn't very successful from time to time. And then I decided people love Batman. I should love Batman. So I started to embrace it and run with it, and I couldn't be happier. How many actors get a chance 50 years later to be doing the same stuff?
Okay, that's a good attitude. When did that change? How long did you sort of fight the idea of being typecast as Batman?
Well, first of all, let me correct you. I'm not the original Batman. I'm the classic Batman.
You're the best Batman. The best Batman.
I wanted to hear that.
That's right.
Well, I don't know. I started 50 years ago with this. And what did I do yesterday? We introduced a new social media game, digital, for Family Guy. It's a Family Guy game, and we had an audience of 50 million people, kind of free streaming, I guess you say. And that was kind of neat, because I enjoy Family Guy, and I am the crazy mayor on Family Guy. But, there are other things I do, but Batman, I think, is the love of my life.
Adam, which actor, I'm assuming you've watched the Batman movies, which actor portrays Batman? Which actor was the worst Batman?
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Before we do that, have you watched all the Batman movies?
No. I'm too jealous.
Oh, really?
Have you watched any?
Yes, I'm envious. I'm jealous. I want to kill them all.
Nice. Yes. Okay, so have you watched any of the Batman movies?
Yes, I've watched bits and pieces, and the only answer I have, all these guys are really good. They're fine actors, and they've done what they do. I did what I did, and they're the Dark Knight. I'm the Bright Knight.
Adam, except for Clooney, he was dreadful.
He doesn't know. He wasn't really watching. He doesn't care.
He knows about Clooney.
No, he's very good. I don't know. Christian Bale is good. Keaton was good. They're all okay in their own ways.
Did you have a chance to be in Tim Burton's Batman movie?
No, nobody asked me to come near it.
What?
Oh, they're all afraid of me.
Why?
The moment I walk on that screen.
Yes, you're going to steal everything. Yeah. You're going to steal everything.
It'll ruin things.
Yeah. Do you
happy about that?
Do you have a Batman in your mouth?
Where?
Isn't one of your teeth? Isn't it emblazoned with the Batman logo?
Yes, I have a tooth. The lab put a Batman logo on it.
I could see how Adam was confused with the original question.
Do you have a Batman in your mouth? It's a terrible question. But
It's
now he
terrible.
understands. Yeah.
It won't wear out. It was a prank.
What do you mean it was a prank? The dentist did it without you knowing?
Yes.
The hell is that? You got to sue him.
Pranked with a bat on my tooth.
You got to sue him for that. What do you mean it was a prank? What the hell's he doing?
I don't know, but it was kind of fun.
Give the audio here of Jeff Garland from Curb Your Enthusiasm. Do you know who he is?
Yes.
Okay, here's Jeff Garland doing the only impersonation he has, which is an Adam West.
It appears to me that I'm on your show, Dan. So help me, if you interview the Riddler or the Penguin, I will get Chief O'Hara.
That is so abysmally, negatively terrible.
All right,
we almost got the rhythm of the Batman speaking.
Yeah. You want to hear it again?
Yeah.
All right.
It appears to me that I'm on your show, Dan. So help me, if you interview the Riddler or the Penguin, I will get Chief O'Hara.
All right, so one...
if he goes around speaking like that to bartenders for free drinks, I'm in trouble.
Well, we found Jeff Garland. Whole lot of thanks for nothing. Adam, why don't you tell Jeff Garland what you think of his Batman impersonation, the only one in his arsenal?
Well, I'm glad they found him. There should have been an Amber Alert. As far as the impersonation, it's just horrible. Let me do a little Batman impersonation, could I?
Yes, please.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yes, Commissioner. You'll find Riddler at 42 Penguin Street. You see?
All right, now let me do it.
All right, hold on, back away.
Wait a minute.
Hold on.
You got the rhythm right, but there's a little tonal difference.
All right, let's see if we can get you to go back and forth. We've got a Batman battle going on here. Go ahead.
By the way, I just want to say something. I met Adam once. I did the impression for him at Evening at the Improv, and this is what he said to me. It's one of my lifetime highlights. You're very talented. Good luck to you. Really, good luck.
I was too magnanimous.
Yes, you were very gentle with him then. But in your later years, Adam, you are now someone who's willing to cut through the BS and get right at the truth. And we can all agree that Garland's impersonation stinks.
I'm going to start impersonating you guys.
Right. But it seems like Adam wants to teach Garland how to do it better.
Yes, all right. So let's see if Garland can get any better at this. Give him a little more here, Adam, so that he's got something to work with.
Holy guacamole, Robin. Holy guacamole, Robin.
That's not bad.
Can I do one and then he says it?
Yes, please.
All right, Garland
Okay.
first. Okay.
Go ahead,
Garland
Garland.
first.
So help me, Chief O'Hara. If they've harmed Aunt Harriet, the penguin will pay.
Wow.
Wow.
So help me, Chief O'Hara.
Oh.
If they've harmed one hair
Oh.
of Robin's head, I will find them.
He dwarfs you!
Destroy them.
Garland! He is so much better at being Adam West than you are!
But by the way, he's the guy. How could he not be better?
That is
He's the
correct,
guy.
Garland. That
Okay.
was the joke. That was the joke.
All right, so here we go. I want to do one more. Dan, I find your grandmother very attractive. Might she spend a quiet evening with me?
You're a real jerk.
I find
Go ahead. Hit on my grandmother, Garland.
Go ahead.
Or go ahead. Hit on my grandmother, Adam.
Well, I find that terribly exciting. It's hard to speak. I mean, look, that is the dumbest impression of me I've ever heard.
Okay, very good. And on that note, we will.
But I want to wish you luck. I want to wish you good luck.
All right. See you
Well,
later.
thank you, Adam. I feel very good about things still, but an honor to be anywhere near you, even through the phone.
All right, Adam. Thank you. Thank you, Adam, for being on with us. Thank you, sir.
You guys are terrific. I'm glad I got up early.
All right, we're glad that you got up early too. God, I am lightheaded.
It's amazing.
Oh,
Worth it.
how great is Jeff Garland's laugh? I mean, you make that guy laugh, and it just fills the room with sunshine.
You can listen to the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz 10 to 1 Eastern on ESPN Radio, and you can watch on ESPNU.